いらっしゃい。
Hello. I took an empty seat at the counter. I went with the ohagi for my snack. I turned over my shoulder and looked to look at Suzuki, the part-time worker. Oh wow, she's limping a bit on one foot. It looked tough working with an injury. After a little while, the shop cleared out. Hey, Shirahase, if it's okay with you, I can help you out a little around here.
おう、助かるよ。
Wait. Can I help a little around here? Help out a little around here. Yu-chan had asked before, but hearing it directly from him boosted my confidence. He flashed a big smile.
募集して知らない人を入れるよりは、ゆうくんなら安心だからね。
Okay, then I can work for Suzuki on weekdays. Fuck. God damn it. God fucking damn it. What? I don't think old lady would work. Oh my, that would help tremendously. The pain from the break is still lingering. I was thinking of quitting so I wouldn't be a burden.
いやいや、ずっとやってもらってますからね。土日だけでもいいんで続けてくださいよ。
I will.
これで正式に決まりだね。
Yu-chan could barely restrain her unbridled joy. I was thrilled as well.
嬉しいのはわかるが、仕事中は仕事に集中してくれよ。
はーい。
Yes.
早速、週明けの月曜から頼んでもいいかな。
Oh, yeah, yes. And that's fine with me.
うん。じゃあ頼むよ。鈴木さんもそういうことで。
Yes, absolutely. Some more customers came, and everyone returned to work. Now I stared not only at my girlfriend, but at the entirety of the store. I've never taken the time to look carefully inside here. Shirahase took care of all the cooking and prep for Wagashi. So the staff on the floor did all the little things like cleaning and orders. I reckon I can handle this. I watched Yu-chan work, of course, to make mental notes of what I needed to do. I suddenly felt more focused than whenever I studied or did homework. I told my parents at dinner. I'm gonna be working part-time.
へえ。
あら、そう。
I anticipated as much, but their reactions were mild.
どこで？
Next door.
あら、甘露亭？だったらこちらからも挨拶しておかないとね。
そうだな。
Despite being in the middle of dinner, my parents got up to do just that. The way they promptly acted on it was very businesslike, I thought. Once I was finished eating, I chatted with Yu-chan. It would have been easier to just lay in bed and talk on the phone, but a face-to-face interaction was obviously better.
よかったよね。本当に。バイトのことだけど。
Yeah, well, she doesn't have the benefit of the other girls of being able to literally fly into your house. Okay, so like, you know, yeah. I examined the inside of the shop today, just to understand everyone's roles. All three of you. I've been coming for dinner almost daily, but I was never conscious of it.
あ、そのことでお父さんが感心していたよ。
For what?
ゆうくんはやっぱり真面目だな、とか、安心して任せられるな、とか。
Okay. I was at the counter, so Shirahase obviously saw what I was doing, since he was nearby in the kitchen. Wow. I'm actually happy to hear that. I just need to work hard and live up to those expectations.
大丈夫。
Yeah, you'll be fine. She didn't bother explaining why, but she said it was such casual conviction. Either way, I knew I needed to take it seriously. I had never even considered getting a job until now. But knowing I could be together with Yu-chan made the idea of working seem fun. True. 6-2. It was the day of our big date, and Yu-chan had the day off from work. Alright, time to go. I wasn't the most punctual person, but I made an exception and left my room 5 minutes early. I was too excited to sit idly by and wait, so there was no way I could be late. Oh, wait a sec. I turned around at the door and looked in my mirror on my desk. I didn't usually bother with my hair, so I wasn't sure if I was supposed to want a date or not. It wasn't like I had any time to fix it, really. Focused on the mirror, I turned my head left and right, suddenly examining every little thing. Then, as luck would have it, I lost track of time. Sorry, I'm late.
私も今さっき出てきたところだから。
Is that our lunch?
ちょっと作りすぎちゃった。えへへ。
I took the basket from her, and it indeed felt like more than a meal for two. It must have been excessive, but I felt like I could gorge myself on her cooking. You can one or the other, not both. It's a bit redundant. Okay, let's go.
行きましょう。ねえねえ、今日は軽くメイクしてみたんだ。どうですか？
She might have been bashful, as her words kind of tumbled out of her mouth. Yeah, you look really pretty.
えへへ、綺麗って言われちゃった。催促したようなものだけど。
I wasn't just being nice. Natural makeup like that accentuated her good looks.
ゆうくんも今日はなんかいつもよりかっこいいね。その服、おにゅ
？No.
なんかがっくりしちゃった。あれ違う？わかった靴？
That's way off.
じゃあなんだろうな。太陽が眩しいせいかな。
It's nothing dramatic like that. Just this right here.
ああ、髪型。
Yep. Maybe I overdid it. And it's kind of weird. I sort of felt like it is.
そんなこと。
She shook her head with an honest smile.
だって見てすぐに、あ、かっこいいわなんて思ったくらいだし。
You didn't even know it was my hair at first. Still, hearing a compliment me like that cheered me up. It was worth spending the extra few minutes. We walked hand in hand at first, but before long she was holding my arm, and as she had been lately.
暑いかな。最近暑くなってきたし。
I'm fine. Even if it was, then that'd be fine.
そう？
Yeah. I could feel my face getting red. I liked the feeling of her sweat. But I didn't want to say that and sound like a weirdo. Too late. We bought tickets to Aragi Station. The theme park was a bus ride away from the station, but it wouldn't take that long. It was a relatively easy place to get to, but I had never been there, kind of like the beach and the Lookout Park. I'm excited for the lunch.
ゆうくんの好きなものたくさん入れといたからね。
Oh, you know what I like? Well, yeah, you order it every fucking day. What do you mean?
なんとなく。
Sheesh, you don't really know. So you don't really know. She laughed with playful shyness.
私ね、ゆうくんのことなら大概はなんとなく知ってるんだ。
Really? Like what?
例えば、好きな色はグリーン。
Whoa, that's right.
エスパーですから。
Yeah, right. Well, now that I think about it, I have a lot of green stuff.
そういうこと。
My school bag was green. I chose it because of its appearance.
漫画はアクションがあるようなのが好き。恋愛系はあんまり読まない。
Mm-hmm.
使ってる歯磨き粉は昔からトゥエンター一択。
Whoa, you know even the small stuff about me.
見てるからね、ゆうくんのこと。
She smirked and squinted at me, slightly turning her head away. I see. So I wonder what the lunch is today.
それは開けてみてのお楽しみね。
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We're over to the theme park about an hour after leaving the house, and I hear a familiar sounding theme playing in the background, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Whoa, so this is what this place looks like.
初めて来たの？
No, I've been here four other times. I mean, yeah, I've been here. This is my first time. Yeah.
あ、そうなんだ。家から近いし、前にも来たことあるのかと思った。
Theme parks are cooler than I thought.
まだゲートくぐっただけだよ。
Yeah, I know, but I mean, the atmosphere here, it felt grand and lively. It shouldn't have been a surprise for a theme park, I guess.
そうだね。夢の国っていう感じ。それに。
She grinned with that familiar sly look and grabbed my hand tightly.
カップルで来るともっとずーっと楽しいよね。
Oh, yeah. We stood in the middle of the path, looking at one another. If this was a public road, we would have been an obstruction. We would have been an obstruction, but I figured it was permissible, at least in Dreamland. We left our lunch in the locker and started our romp around the park. What kind of rides do you like, Yu-chan?
私ね、ジェットコースター。
Whoa, interesting. I wouldn't have guessed it just by looking at you.
そうかな。
I was thinking you'd like the slower ones, like the merry-go-round.
ああいうのも好き。だいたいなんで面白いな、遊園地は。
She seemed so giddy, and we had only just arrived, but I was already happy we decided to come.
さ、行こう行こ
She yanked my arm, and before long, we were in line.
う。人気のアトラクションは待ち時間が長いんだよね。めぐみとかせっかちだから、それであんまり好きじゃないらしいけど。
What'd you guys do then?
みんなでなだめながら待った。
I believe it.
おしゃべりしていればそんなに苦ではないと思うんだけどね。
Yeah, huh? Like when we talk from our window, time always seems to slip by so fast.
うん、私も。これが浦島効果かな。
Before you know it, we'll have grandchildren. Hang on a minute.
でもそうなっても一緒にいられたらいいよね。
Yeah, we definitely will be. Animation. We kept talking as such, and sure enough, time slipped away, and we were buckled in on the roller coaster. Oh, zoom! Wow.
楽しかっ
What was that? Sure.
た。ねえねえ、もう一回どうかな。
It kind of ended a bit abruptly. What again?
なんかこう血が騒ぐよね。
You're scaring me.
ふふん、 ふふ。私ってスピード好きだったのかも。
As she said that, she lifted her hands and made a gesture like she was cranking the throttle. A motorcycle.
前に乗ってみたいとか言ったら、お父さんに猛反対されちゃった。お父さん頭固いんだよね。
Is he really?
きっと女子がバイクに乗るもんじゃないとか、そんなこと気にしてるんじゃないかな。
Maybe he was just worried for her safety. Her car is a little safer, plus you need coordination to ride a motorcycle. Yu-chan, what was usually your score in PE from 1 to 10?
私いつも1か2。
Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, no bike for you. We got our kicks on ride after ride. Our kicks on ride after ride, and bantering the whole way. The waits were lengthy, but before long, it was already past noon. Should we eat soon?
そうしよう。私もお腹空いちゃった。
We retrieved our lunch and found an open bench.
クロスを広げてっ
I was happy she was so attentive to detail. A cloth to sit on never even crossed my mind. That might be exactly what separates guys from girls.
と。じゃあ、蓋を開けますよ。ドゥーン、ドゥン、ドゥン、ドゥン。
That sounds kinda dark.
てひ、ちょっち緊張。
She finished her theme song and opened the basket up. Whoa, oh. I was genuinely amazed. The colors and variety was a feast for the eyes. This looks amazing, seriously.
本当によかった。緊張が半分は取れた。
And the other half?
それはやっぱり食べてもらわないと。ね。
She handed me a plate and chopsticks with a smile. My eyes were still glued to the contents of the basket, though. Oh, wow. It really is all stuff that I like.
ではメニューの紹介をします。まずメインはハンバーグ。ぷにゅぷにの腕をスリムにさせる勢いでこねこねしましたよ。
Yeah, okay.
ソースはゆうくんの好きなバター風味だからね。
Yeah, that looks great.
メインその2は唐揚げです。これもゆうくんの好きな中華風にしました。
Whoa. All I could do was groan in hungry amazement.
そしてメインその3は鮭の西京焼きです。
The fact that she made 3 main courses was incredible.
ゆうくん、お魚も好きだもんね。
Yeah, I especially like salmon. How basic.
これね、今日のためにお味噌に3日漬け込んだんだ。きっと白いご飯に合うと思うんだよね。
Wow, it looks so good. There were a lot of other little side dishes, and my stomach started grumbling in anticipation. It was loud enough for her to hear, and she chuckled cutely.
解説はそれくらいにしていただきますしよ。
Yeah, I'm starving.
いただきます。
We started with the hamburg steak, which had been molded into nice small discs. She even made it easy to eat for me. She was enamored by my reaction. Her gaze was fixed on my mouth. Om nom. That's good.
よかった。これで緊張があともう半分取れたよ。
And the other half?
それは全部食べ終わってからかな。
So now she's only a quarter nervous. We chatted casually while enjoying Yu-chan's incredible homemade lunch. After the hamburger, it went without saying, but it was amazing. Phew, that was good. Thanks so much. It was a ton of food, but we cleaned it all up. I ate about 2/3 of it.
お粗末様でした。ゆうくん、おいしいおいしいって食べてくれるから作った甲斐もあったな。
That's because it was just that good. I bet you could set up your own shop with these skills.
でもね、お客さんに出すとしたらこんなには一生懸命になれないと思うから。
That confession sent a shiver down my back. I had to be the happiest guy alive, having a girl who willingly went all out for me. We messed around at the park until evening and finally left. The reason we left a little early was because there was somewhere we wanted to stop by.
前回はほら、なんか変な気分で行っちゃったでしょ？でも場所自体は素敵だと思ったから。
So we took the opportunity to come here again.
やっぱり夜景が綺麗。
Yeah. I bet that this didn't compare at all to that whatever tower in Tokyo, though. Well, there are two. There's the Tokyo Tower, and then there's the Skytree. But having my lovely girlfriend right next to me made this $1 million view, and no matter how corny it sounded. Well, that's because you're not looking at the view, are you? Yu-chan. I moved in dangerously close to her, but she went with it, pressing her hips into me. Our faces were almost touching. At this distance, the view, as majestic as it was, suddenly became irrelevant to me. No, this is the view. I was much more focused on the beautiful, soft body against me. She's so warm and soft. And she smells so good. Maybe her hair, or her body, or maybe both. Perhaps she was excited too. I felt her body growing hot. I couldn't focus on the view even for a second.
ゆうくん、手、こっちに寄せて。
Here. I lifted my hand from the guardrail. We were even closer now, and Yu-chan held my left hand on both of hers. Her palm felt so soft against my skin. There wasn't anything funny about it, but she giggled anyway. Oh man, I'm getting really excited here. This is the last quarter of her nervousness, alright? It wasn't so much excitement as just a weird mix of feelings. At night, this park usually had a lot of couples, but it wasn't like that atmosphere was affecting me or anything. With the girl I like right up against me, holding my hand, it's obvious I would start feeling like this. We didn't speak for a bit, instead relishing the view. That was a lie, I was just enjoying her presence above all else. Like I said, she's the view.
ゆうくん？ね。
She was struggling to say something. I inquired again and leaned in closer to her. Is it H-scene time? Oh, well, not right now, but like later.
チューとかしたことある？
I mean, I know they haven't kissed yet, but, you know, they're gonna get to that, and then they're gonna start fucking, right? Or is that gonna be the next scene? No, never. Never anything like that.
そっか、そうだよね。私も。
Yu-chan quivered shyly as she awkwardly laughed. I felt her small nervous body trembling against mine. She finally stopped shaking, and I whispered at the opportune time, "Let's kiss." What? Don't... Just do it. What do you mean? I mean, it's not like he's asking for permission, but like, still. I felt my face burning. I knew it was bright red. Suggesting something like that to a girl I had known for as long as I could remember. Yet, it was a moment of pure honesty. Yet, we're not just childhood friends. We're a couple now. You don't need You don't need to reinforce that fact.
私もチューしたい。
I turned to face her directly and embraced her slender body. Her body was tense, like her nervousness was building. I could feel it so clearly in my palms. My head was spinning so fast, and as if to quell that dizziness, I pressed my lips into her. Well, that's unfortunate. Just a little bit. My eyes were closed, so I was worried I would miss the mark, but it was okay. You did miss.
今した？
Yeah.
一瞬すぎてよくわからなかったよ。
True. It was almost hard to breathe, so I instinctively pulled away. Yeah. Close your eyes again. I was enraptured with her, with the girl I had known for so long. Her gently closed eyes, and her slightly puckered lips were so beautiful it made me dizzy. I wanted to keep admiring the view, but it would seem like I was teasing her if I didn't hurry and kiss her. The second time, I was more relaxed and could savor her lips. Yu-chan's lips. So soft. An electrical jolt seemed to course through me as she grazed my sensitive lips with her own. Those glossy lips were touching mine. It seemed unbelievable somehow. Yu-chan moved her lips like it tickled. Her actions stimulated me, and my vision nearly went white. It was like fireworks were exploding behind my eyelids. Yu-chan took a deep breath, like she had been holding it. I wasn't breathing normally myself. My shoulders heaved up and down.
これがキスなんだ。
Yu-chan touched her lips and mumbled in pleasurable amazement. It was a moving moment for me as well. I still felt her lips on mine. I'd never imagined such a wonderful sensation could exist.
チューしちゃったね。
Well, you wouldn't have guessed it from the CG, but yes. Yu-chan smiled broadly. I could tell even in the dark that she was blushing. Yeah, we did. The sheer gravity of the situation of having kissed Yu-chan, it didn't sink in until after it was over. She was truly my beloved. We were just intimate, the way only lovers were.
なんか不思議な感じ。
ん？
キスとか私もしちゃうんだなって。
You thought it wouldn't happen yet?
いつとかっていうのはあまり考えたことはなかったんだけど、行為自体っていうか、自分がするとはあまり思ったことがなかったというか。でもそんなはずなかったよね。だって今はウルトラかっこいい彼氏がいるわけだし。
Dependable, huh? I wonder who that is. I embraced her tightly and admired the cityscape before me. She had never thought about it, huh? How did I think about it? Of course, I was interested in sex, kissing and other stuff, so I couldn't claim I never thought about it. That was probably how guys and girls differed, or maybe I was unique in that regard.
でもね。
ん？
自分がもしチューをすることがあるとしたら、相手はユウくんだって、そんなことは思っていたような気がする。
Yu-chan.
でも結局あんまり考えたことはなかったんだよね。だから不思議。
Maybe we were too close. I appraised the view again, thinking that to myself. Yu-chan said she had liked me since we were little. I was so happy to hear that, and enough so that I almost broke into tears, but perhaps I never expected her to like me in that way back then. Well, yeah, that's obvious. You were a kid back then. You didn't know what sex was. Well, we can go at our own pace with this. We've been close since we were born, so we have over 10 years of memories. Except you forgot everything before you were 6, everything before you were 7. But it's only been a week since we became a couple. Yu-chan nodded, like what I was saying didn't quite click with her. Which means we have a lifetime ahead of us.
そうだね。これからも。
Yu-chan touched her lips with her finger and looked deep into my eyes. Yu-chan. Our impulses naturally drove us to kiss again. Once we left the park, I checked the time and actually gasped out loud. So much time had passed in the blink of an eye. There really was a wormhole effect being with her. I wonder if your dad's gonna be mad. What time did you say you'd be home?
特には夕食はいらないというか作らないからねとは言ったけど。
Oh, did he text you?
メールは入ってないね。
Oh, that's odd. I was sure he would have blown up your phone by now.
それだけゆうくんのことが信頼されているってことだよ。
I hope that's the case.
あと私ももう子供じゃないし。
No, you're 18. Yeah. I nodded, convinced.
けどもしなんか言われたらゆうくんも一緒に行ってね。
Yeah, sure. I laughed as I replied. It seemed like the guy's responsibility in that case. Plus, if the girl's dad trusted me, then... We got home. After checking that the street was clear, we kissed again. I wanted to stay like this and kiss forever, but we obviously couldn't. We had to basically pray ourselves off one another. I'll stand here for a bit, so if he says anything, call me inside.
それじゃあバイバイ。
Bye. I waited about 5 minutes, but nothing happened. I went home relieved. I'm more surprised there's no hate scene. Phew, but to be fair, it didn't really feel like it was heading down that route yet. I took a bath. I had an early day tomorrow and knew I needed to sleep, but sleep would elude me tonight. The simmering heat of my first kiss lingered all throughout my body. I could still feel it on my lips, and remembering it brought a big silly smile to my face. I sat down on the bed. I wanted to talk to Yu-chan again already, but it was super late. I couldn't resist looking into her window. I saw that her light was still on. Yu-chan, you don't close the curtain even at night, huh? The side of my house was right outside her window, so maybe she figured no one could see inside. But with the curtain open, I could see her whole room reflected in her mirror. Well, I wouldn't look anyway. Phew, time to crash. My excitement from before was still simmering, but I was exhausted. Maybe that was why I conked out right away when my head hit the pillow. 6-3. Since I fell asleep so soon, I woke up before my alarm went off, completely out of character for me.
あら珍しい。
My parents were surprised too. Although it was technically early for me, it wasn't nearly enough time. It wasn't nearly enough time to do anything, so I left the house. It doesn't seem like anyone's down yet. Or so I thought, but there she was. Yu-chan, morning.
おはよ
You arrived early today. Do you have something to do before class?
う。そういうわけじゃないんだけど。ゆうくんは
No, I just woke up early.
同じ
She smiled at the coincidence. I was more tired than I realized. I was so sleepy after I got out of the bath. I went straight to sleep.
それも同じ。
It was such an insignificant coincidence, but it felt so nice sharing it. Is there something on my face?
いいえ、何も
Sheena fixated on me with that cute smile, gave me goosebumps all over. But then she suddenly turned away.
なんか、恥ずかしいにゅ。
Huh?
今のは恥ずかしさを表現してみたんだけど。
No, not that.
だから、ゆうべ、しちゃったわけだし。
Oh. We casually said good morning. But now that I was thinking about last night, she was right. Looking at my girlfriend's face under the bright morning sun brought back last night's bashful memories. Or rather than brought back, it was like my heart was filled with a newfound warm yet bashful affection for my newfound love. Plus, this is a girl I've known my whole life. Of course I'd be bashful. And here we were, staring at one another with rosy cheeks, first thing in the morning. So, did your dad say anything?
あ、なんか、帰った時は家にいなかったの。だからかもしれない。
Oh, I see. Was he out somewhere?
飲み屋さん。
I didn't know he liked to drink. I saw him almost every day, and I had no idea he ever did.
うん。
Yu-chan looked like she wanted to say something, but I didn't bother trying to get it out of her. On a whim, I decided to eat with my friends today. I mean, no matter how much I was into my girl, I couldn't just neglect my friends. Yay, we're eating together. Now we can always be together, right? At lunch and after school. No, I highly doubt that. My fried rice is getting salty with snot. That's horrible. Oh, I meant with tears. And so is that. Actually, we'll be able to hang out less after class. What? Why are you crying for real, man? Why are you crying for real? I forgot. Man, Ikeda and Kando's voices have just melded together. I mean, I already know. I know they're the same, technically, but like, you know. Alright, his face is getting all soaked in various fluids. Don't say fluids. I slightly scooted away from Mando. I'm starting a part-time job today. A job? So you've finally woken up to the magic of Eroge. You need money to be able to buy them. No, I just get someone else to buy them for me. As if. So why then? Well, my neighbor kind of needs me to. Your neighbor? You mean your girlfriend's dad? Yeah. Sheesh, look at you. Saying you're working. You just want to be with your girlfriend. Well, yeah, psh. Well, you can count on us popping in, alright? Please don't. You egg them on, alright? You said you're gonna... This is par for the course, alright? If you're real friends, you make fun of your friend who is working, especially if it's in customer service. That time had finally come. Oh, I'm feeling nervous.
本当？
Well, yeah, of course.
そうかな。だって毎日のように来ている常連さんなのに。
Well, that's true, but working is totally different from being a customer, yeah. Plus, this is my first time working.
あ、なら帰ってよかったんじゃない？初めての職場がうちで。
I suppose you're right.
これで緊張はほぐれたかな？
No, not quite. It's not quite that easy.
そっか。じゃあ。
Oops. Yu-chan clutched my arm affectionately and stood on her tiptoes to get her face close to mine.
緊張がほぐれるおまじない。してあげよっか？
I like where this is going. Regardless of what she was planning, having her whispering into my ear felt nice. Her hot breath tickled my earlobe, and her sweet voice numbed my brain with like an elixir. What kind of trick? It's something that you wouldn't be able to have in the restaurant. She suddenly looked around and saw an older guy walking his dog behind us.
こっち来て。
She pulled on my arm and we dipped down toward the beach.
ね。
There was no one near us, yet she slyly got close to me again.
チューとか。
That's not a magic trick.
残念。恋人のチューで宇宙を救う漫画を読んだから、てっきり何かの効力でもあるのかと。
I don't know what that's referencing. Those are much higher stakes than right now. I mean, I don't care if it's magic or not. I still want to do it.
それもそうだね。
I put my hands to her hips and pulled her toward me. We were honestly planning on just being down there for a second, seriously. But 50 minutes elapsed in a flash, and we panicked as we ran back home. Ah, dang. Gonna be late on my first day.
でも、もともと何時からってあんまり決まってないんだよね。
Well, that's because you're family, right?
なのかな？出る出ないも私の気分次第のところがあったし。
And because you're family, that would have been fine if Suzuki was still there. Yu-chan, let's move. Ed, we're here. Yu-chan, you look utterly fatigued. I laughed heartily in between breaths.
私、運動神経なくて。
Yeah, we know. We found that one out last night. But you look light on your feet.
身軽？
Yeah, but she got two big mounds on her chest. Well, because you're thin. Except for the mounds on her chest. Even though she was thin, she had curves where it counted. See? He knows. And maybe that's why she had a hard time running. See? He knows. Wait, it wasn't good to be eyeballing her curves here on the street. We had no time. I'm gonna change and go right over.
また後でね。
Sorry, I know I'm late.
お疲れ。遅刻は厳禁だぞ。
I'm so sorry.
なんてな。特に開始の時間も決まってはいないんだが。
But it's up to us to hold down the shop on weekdays. I'll be extra careful after today.
お、頼もしいね。 やっぱりゆうくんが2代目だな。
Just don't tell him why you're so late. It sounded like he was teasing me, but I could see real joy on it in his face. Although I hear the future female owner wants to make it a cake shop. There were no customers, so I thought it was okay to make a wisecrack.
さてと、じゃあこれを着てくれるかな。あ、それからタイムカードを押して。
Okay. I took the apron and pushed the time card into the machine. There was a slot for the card, and then the starting time was printed on it. It was such a small thing, but in that moment, I felt I had grown up. Huh? Wait a sec. It says shift end here.
ああ、ボタンがゆうべのままだった。後でユーナに聞いておいてくれよ。
Well, I guess my shift's already over. See you tomorrow, boss. Okay.
おはようございます。
Yuchan popped out from the kitchen. I'd never passed through there, but it seemed to be connected to their house. Huh?
ゆうくん、エプロンがよく似合う。かっこいい。
Do I?
それ、俺が着てるのと同じだぞ。
Yeah, but Yuta is hotter and younger and her boyfriend.
やっぱり着る人によるんだよ。これが孫にも衣装っていうのかな。
それ褒め言葉でもないぞ。
Not to you.
あれ
Yuchan stuck out her tongue jokingly. Yuchan, you seem extra excited.
だって一緒にお店に立てるだなんて嬉しくて、ちょっと前までは思いもしなかったし。
I nodded.
放課後の延長っていうか、なんだかデートみたい。
Not in front of your dad.
こらこら、仮にも仕事中だぞ。
It's a flexible clock, but it's still a clock.
はーい。
Still no mind. But seriously, getting paid for this isn't bad at all.
ゆうくんは無償の奉仕活動ってことにするかい？
Nah, I don't think so.
冗談だよ。さて、作業のことだが。
I put my joking mood to rest and listened intently to him.
客席側の作業は基本的にユーナが受け持つから、ゆうくんはこっち側だな。
He motioned to inside the counter area.
皿洗いとかね。もちろん店の方に立ってもらうこともあるが、まあこんな小さい店だ。実地にやりながら覚えてもらおう。
Okay.
わからないところがあったら遠慮なく俺かユーナに聞いてくれよ。
Understood.
ビシビシ鍛えますよ。
Please be gentle. She laughed out loud, then settled down into a contented smile.
これが本当のアットホームなお店だね。
そうだな。
The honeydew had always been like that since it opened. Honestly, I wasn't part of their home, but someday I hoped that our time together would grant me entry into a family. That desire was getting stronger all the time.
ゆうくん、そろそろ上がっていいよ。
Huh? But there's almost 30 minutes left.
ラストオーダーが過ぎたからね。
Oh, okay.
それに、いずれにしろまかないを食べないといけないだろ。
He folded his arms smugly as he spoke.
ユーナもユーナで飯の用意があるからね。それで、バイトはラストオーダーまでなんだ。
Okay then. I took off the apron and put the card in the time slot. Phew. My first day on the job was over in the blink of an eye. I sat down at the counter like usual and waited for my dinner.
ゆうくん、お疲れ様。どうだった初日は？
Yeah, it was.
ユーナ、 油売ってないで俺の飯を作ってくれよ。
いいでしょ、少しくらい。私、ゆうくんとおしゃべりしたい。
まったく、しょうがないな。
それで、どうだった？
It was like over so fast. Was there anything I messed up? I tentatively asked Shirahase too.
いやー、別に。だ。
Just,
自分の彼女ばっかり目で追うのは感心せんな。
I fucking knew it.
そしてユーナもな。
Yeah, it's gonna detract it's gonna turn away customers. Mostly the guys.
これが万有引力。
That sounded familiar, but I was also confused by her use of that phrase.
それ以外はぼちぼちうまくやっていたと思うよ。
I see. I exhaled a sigh of relief.
ほんと。まるで昔から一緒にやってきたみたいな息ぴったりコンビだったよね、私たち。
What do you mean I think? Well, that's because we're childhood friends. Yeah, it's childhood friends and not the other thing.
確かにな。初日の割にユウくん妙に店に馴染んでいたね。
Well, he was a natural in Yorihime's route, so... Well, I'm such a regular.
これなら将来的にもうまくやっていけるかもしれないな。なんて外堀を埋めてみるわけだが。
外堀？
She was confused for a second at first, then blushed and nodded. I'll consider it seriously.
冗談だよ。
No, honestly. I mean, I know I want to be with Yu-chan forever. That was a bold thing to say directly to her father. But he just smiled warmly and nodded.
ほう、そうか。だったら確かに真面目に考えてもらわんといかんな。
私も真面目に考えてみる。パティシエのこと。
If I had a nickel for every time there was a fucking patissier in the VNs I played, I'd have 3 nickels. All close to 4. If Yuna actually becomes a...
結局うちはどうなるんだ。
Well, technically, it would only be Crow, right? Because Ashu is a baker, and the main character in Love Sweet Garnish is the manager. But then again, I didn't specify the main character being a patissier, so that it still counts, I guess.
和洋折衷でいいんじゃない？
But then it'd only be like 2 nickels until Yuna becomes the 3rd. If you don't count La Soleil as a baker, as a patisserie. Yeah, shut up.
今でも軽食やってるのに、どんどん特色がなくなるぞ。
He chuckled and shook his head. Although he didn't seem upset by that. His happiness was guaranteed if his daughter was going to continue the family business. After my first day of actual labor, I felt a thorough fatigue I'd never felt before. Yeah, that's what happened the first time I also worked for one day. It's not because I quit right after, it's because I was working for a concert, essentially, as a bartender. Yeah, but it wasn't a bad thing at all. It was actually comforting. I thought how nice it would be to chat with Yu-chan, and although it was late, I sent her a text.
こんばんは。
Hi, sorry for calling you so late.
私もゆうくんとおしゃべりしたいなって思っていたんだ。だってさっきはさっさとご飯作れなんて追い出されちゃったし。ゆうくんが入ってくれて本当によかったよね。普通のアルバイトの人だったら絶対にああはいかなかったと思うもの。
Because we make a good team?
そうそう。悠々コンビだからこそ。だよね。
But there's one flaw.
弊害
We have a habit of looking at each other. It's what your dad was saying before.
ああ、
Yeah, it's gonna get a lot more intense after the first H scene. Yeah, I guess. They're gonna start looking at each other a lot more after the first H scene.
目で追うとかお父さん言っていたけど、それって前の私と同じ？
Maybe, yeah.
うん。どうしても背中とか見ちゃうよね。
Not really your back, but... Oh, nothing.
どうしたの？
Well, there's something else behind you that would be a sight for sore eyes. No, yeah. I gotta learn from you. You're my superior here and all. You set such a good example. Yep.
うん。
Yu-chan stared in confusion as I suddenly started mumbling to myself. I'd mostly look at her other parts, but I can't just say that to her. Also, yeah, her ass and her legs. Even now, I was looking at her outstretched legs. What did I say? Am I a perverted heart? Am I truly a perverted heart? No, but I can't help it. This is the first girl I've truly liked.
ゆうくん？眠いの？
No, he's just horny. No, sorry.
なんか急に難しい顔になったけど。
See, at least in this route, being horny isn't detrimental. Like in the last one. I laughed it off, trying to distract her with something else. Your uniform is cute too, so...
ユニフォームだけ？
Well, the girl wearing it too. It was like her special ability to kiss up. It was like her special ability to kiss up. It made me say just what she wanted to hear. And maybe that's how all girls are. I don't know. I didn't know. I can see why you're popular.
人気って？
I mean, among the customers.
そうかな。
We had talked about this topic before, but she denied it, as always. Although I understand that it was hard for people to admit their own attractiveness or appeal.
でももしもそうなら、ゆうくんなんかもっと大人気になるね。
Hang on, why do I feel like I fucked that sentence up so much? Although I understand that it was hard for people to admit their own attractiveness or appeal. No, I said it correctly. It just sounds weird. Huh? Why me?
エプロンで。
Yeah, I doubt that.
本当に？
Really.
じゃあ、私だけでいいよね。ゆうくんのかっこよさを知っているのは。
She smiled as she said the perfect line to wrap up the subject.